All right, let's call to order this meeting of the Knox County Audit Committee special meeting. Today's May 22nd, 2023. Kim, could you call roll, please?
Jim Morrison.
Here.
Matthew Warren.
Here.
Commissioner Baylor. Commissioner Jay. Commissioner Schoonmaker.
Here.
3 members present.
And we think Richie's on his way. So, Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Schoonmaker, can you do that for us?
Would everyone please rise, face our nation's flag, and offer the proper salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Has everybody seen, looked over the minutes from our last meeting? Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
That's pretty much it. All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. It passes. Okay, I think most of you know why we're here. It's really only one subject, and that's to vote on whether or not to approve the renewal of the Pew contract for fiscal year 23, which ends this June 30th. And it has the, I would call it period of performance starts in, what is it? I think it starts on first day of April and runs through next March of 24. So we have the scope of this extension of the contract is simply the fiscal year, audit the fiscal year information, but they have time to do it that overlaps and is longer than just that time period. And the only other thing, I don't know if that means since we're late getting this done, I don't know if that means if we didn't already start it in April, I guess this is sort of retroactively approving it to start in April. Unless Pew spent a whole lot of time maybe on some special projects that we can tell them we don't have to pay for, so. Okay, with that introduction, I don't know who wants to speak first about this. I don't know, Ted, if you're best, or Matt, or Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Matt Myers, Director of Procurement for Knox County Government. What's before the body is an extension with Pew and Company for the external audit of Knox County schools, and I believe there's another entity, if I'm not mistaken. Inadvertently coming to you late. I'm not sure if we got everything done before the first meeting of the year, but that's what's before you today.
Can you give us either you, Ted, how this works, because it's really a tri-party agreement, correct?
That is correct. It's a tri-party agreement between Knox County, us as Pew CPAs, and the state of Tennessee. It's required to be a tri-party agreement by the state municipal office. They have a standard contract, which is part of this. There's 3 documents in there. One document that has provisions as required by the state of Tennessee. One that's our document, it's an addendum, which has provisions that are specific for auditing standards, and third, which is specific for Knox County related matters.
And then the Knox counties they actually have a contract, and this is just the addendum page for that contract. So we don't have that as part of this package. We're just doing the addendum itself. The state contract, now if I recall correctly, and I notice it says it's draft on there because they don't get it done in time, is that correct?
Well, it's marked draft because it's printed from the state system, and the state will not remove that draft stamp until all parties have signed.
Okay,
So state is not going to make any changes to it, but they require
Right.
everything. They require the accounting firm to sign, the county to sign, and then they will sign to confirm the contract. And until then, they will keep the draft stamp on there.
now I want to call it the base agreement or the contract we have when we did rebid and had the new one. This is the first extension, is that correct?
Yes, I believe it's first extension, yes.
All right, so did you have this same language, this same 7 or 8 pages of yours in what I'll call the base contract? Was that also a tri-party agreement with your document, the states, and then we would have had a larger purchase order attached rather than just this amendment?
The three parts to the agreement, the three separate agreements are rather similar to what was presented a year ago.
And really all I'm getting to, is there anything that's changed between your agreement or the state's agreement that you're aware of?
Nothing of significance, no. And I guess as some background, we prepared the state contract from the state of Tennessee system. It's a CARS, Contract to Audit Accounts is what it's called. And we prepared our addendum, which is very similar to last year, and the county has prepared theirs. It's been reviewed internally by our firm and also been reviewed by purchasing and by the Knox County Law Department.
Right. Commissioner Schoonmaker?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to know if members from the Knox County Finance Department have any issues as to whether we should approve this contract or not.
Chris Caldwell, Finance. No, we're good with this contract and think it should be approved.
Okay, and then the same question to Knox County Schools, Finance. Do they have any issues as to whether we should approve or not approve this contract?
We have a lot of issues with, I'm just kidding. No, there's no issues. We love working with them. Easy to work with and definitely don't have any reason to not approve.
Okay, for the clerk, do you
Name.
mind name and,
What's that?
name and title?
Oh, Chris Simons, Knox County Schools.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, but Chris and Ted and Matt, how do we need to do this next year so we don't have to call a special meeting? And I can even change when we do our meetings next year. You know, we usually set them at the beginning of the year, but I just like not to have to make it a special meeting. And I don't know if this is the earliest you can have it or.
This item was supposed to be on your first meeting of the year and somehow just did not make the agenda. I think all the documents were in place ready and we just, for whatever reason, did not make the agenda. So it would normally be approved, you have one in February?
I thought we had one in January.
February or March? February or March. Your first meeting of every calendar year,
Right.
this item should be on there.
All right, well, then we'll just rely on that for next year, so, okay. All right, any other discussion?
I was just going to add, I think we've often meet in March, and I think historically that's when it's been presented. And I don't think I announced myself, so I apologize for that, but I'm Ted Holtz, audit partner with Pew CPAs, residing in Knoxville.
I just remember in the past, Matt would usually come and say, oh, here's something y'all have got to sign before the county commission can approve it, so not sure exactly how it went standard-wise, which month, but I'll just try to make sure it's on the agenda or something if I can. Keep that from going on. All right. Is there any other discussion? Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the contract.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? It passes. We're approved, and this will go to county commission next month, I assume, right? Okay. There are no other, well, the only other item left is the dates for the remaining meetings. And right now it's June and September and December. We'll see how those goes. And I've always had that separate line at the bottom of that one that will schedule special meetings if we need to. So that sort of supports this one. Any other business on this?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We're adjourned.